few days ago, I sat down with my old school friend Alex Groundwater, and we had a long conversation, and we chopped it up into 3 parts. 2 short parts, which was his story about Welcome to 2025, which I published a few days ago. I'll link below. And then we had a 5-minute chat about base rates on the day that the Bank of England put base rates up to 4%. But the main reason he came around was for a much longer conversation, a 1-hour conversation that we recorded just for an audio podcast. But I just was using this camera to record the audio, and so there's a video of me talking as well. The conversation we recorded was in response to a number of you who have in the comments or in private messages been asking me since kind of October 2022, how bad do we think things could get? The UK economy, housing, that kind of stuff. And I've kind of alluded to, look, I don't want to talk about how bad it is because people already think I'm a doom-monger, and how bad I think it could get is not very pleasant. But we had the conversation anyway, and I am not going to publish that video, that conversation. But I am going to make it available to those of you who want to view it. But you've got to watch this video to the end before I tell you where you can find the link, okay? So the video is called Death in Poverty. When you watch it, you'll understand why. And to avoid accusations of clickbait, that's why I'm not publishing it. I've also switched off monetization for it as well, so I will not make any money from ads in that video. I'd also like to just apologize for my I kind of got the giggles in the conversation. I mean, he's an old school friend and he's a very funny guy, and I'm always just kind of giggling a bit when I chat with him. But actually, looking back at it now, I kind of wish I hadn't laughed because it's not funny. And the purpose of this video that you're watching right now is for me to basically give you some warnings so that nobody watches this video by mistake and then ends up unhappy with me for how it might make you feel. So we sat down and we had it was an unplanned, we didn't discuss in advance off camera what was going to be said. We just turned the camera on and started talking, as you can see if you watch the video. And we had a free range conversation for about an hour. Now, after that, Alex made a very good suggestion, which is that we should fact check ourselves. And he then watched the whole video back and fact checked all of our assumptions and estimates. And some we were surprisingly close. Others we were wrong. And what I've done is in the description underneath the Death in Poverty video, not this one, but the Death in Poverty video, I have put the links and all of the corrections for our own fact checking of our own conversation. Okay. And the last question I asked myself before I decided whether or not to publish or to make this video available for people to view is, what is the relevance of this conversation to people moving home? And it is this. Moving home is one of the biggest decisions in life you'll ever make, and it's usually based on fairly long-term considerations. And one of the things, especially if you're borrowing money, is to understand what you think the financial future looks like. And although we're talking about a financial future that goes up sort of 20 years out, I think that if you're the kind of person, one of the things that this channel has shown me is that there are definitely 2 kinds of people. People who like to know what the worst case scenario might be and consider it in their plans, and people who just don't want to know about that. And they don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear bad news. So they get on with their life and they'll just take what comes every day. And that's fine. That's a perfectly legitimate strategy for coping with modern life. So I don't criticize anyone for that approach. I mean, that approach in my view is a much riskier approach. If you are a risk averse person, then carrying on without wanting to hear what might be coming down the line in the future is a very risky way of going about it. But if you are the kind of person who doesn't like to hear bad news or doesn't like to hear about bad things coming down the line, do not watch the Death in Poverty video. Right? Don't watch it. In fact, stop watching this video now. Just stop. Now, some of you might be going, oh, Charlie, come on. This just what you're doing right now is clickbait. Well, okay, fine. Clickbait for this video, which is only a few minutes long, but unless you watch this video to the end and then follow my instructions, you won't be able to watch the Death and Poverty video, okay? I only want people to watch that because they actually really want to watch it. I'm also going to say that it does not have a happy ending. It really doesn't. It reaches an extremely depressing conclusion. And in all seriousness, I do not want anyone who is sensitive to that sort of thing to watch this video and then find out that actually what they hear affects their state of mind. Okay, I don't want to be responsible for even one person feeling that. All right. So I am warning anyone who wants to watch that video that if you are susceptible to feelings of depression or negativity, and those can be triggered by watching, frankly, a depressing conversation, do not watch it. Do not watch it. Do not watch it. Okay, I'm not publishing it so that YouTube won't put it in its browse features or suggest it to people. I mean, if some of you have watched it and it's been up for a while, and after a while you're like, it's not that bad, just publish it, it's fine, let people see it, then I will. But I'd like to make sure that enough people have watched it and nobody says in the comments of that video, yeah, you're right, Charlie, don't publish that video. So it's not very difficult to find. In the description below this video, at the very bottom, you will see a link to the Death and Poverty video, which is it's available, it's publicly available, but only with an unlisted link. So only with the link can you watch the video. You feel free to share the link to other people. That's on you if you want to share that link with other people. I'm not asking you to keep it private, but what I want to avoid is people just happening upon the video and watching it without this warning. And then wishing they hadn't watched it. All right. So I hope I'm not being too much of a drama queen. It is a very sincere gesture that I do not want to upset anybody or give anybody very bad, depressing thoughts about the future. Because, I mean, what kind of person am I? I'm a bit of both. I'm someone that does want to know what's coming down the line, and I do want to know. I do like preparing for the worst. I think that being prepared for the worst actually helps better decision making. But at the same time, no matter what's coming down the line, I still like to make the best of every day. And even if there might be horrible things coming away down the line, it's not going to stop me making the most of life now. And I'm not saying there are. The discussion was, what is the worst case scenario potentially, right? It's mostly Alex talking to me. There's some of me, but it's something he's been studying for a very long time and has looked at the data for it. So you can see it yourself. And one of the things that's fascinating is that he tells me something about how GDP figures are calculated, which I couldn't believe. And afterwards, he then went away and did the fact checking on that and has put the links to back up. And he was right. It's blown my mind. I mean, we're going to have another conversation soon about that GDP topic because that is more relevant to everyone in Moving House. All right, guys. I hope you don't mind my overabundance of caution on this. I don't like making anyone sad. I don't want to make anyone sad. But if you've heard all of this and you want to watch it, go to the very bottom of the description under this video and you'll see the link and click it and you can watch it. And then by all means, just let me know in the comments of that video what you think. Have a good one, guys. It's a long one. It's an hour long, but it's a pretty deep conversation. So I hope you enjoy it. Those of you who watch it, I hope you get something out of it, and I look forward to your feedback on it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.